Howdy, everyone. Welcome back to Pixel Perfect Marathon 3. I am your host, Fox Rocks, and we have Suave Beardson with Unravel. Take it away.
Thank you very much. I am Suave Beardson, and this is Unravel. This is my first marathon of any sort whatsoever, so hopefully everything goes well.
We will try and make sure it goes as smoothly as possible. I will leave it to you to start the game. Whenever you're ready, give me a countdown for the timer, and we'll be set to go.
All right. So timer starts on new game confirmation, so I will get that countdown going. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Right off the bat, I'm going to be going back to the start screen and pressing continue because it skips a cutscene. So that saves us a good, 15 seconds. And that was an excellent swing, but a little bit too high. So there's 12 levels in this game, for those of you that aren't familiar with Unravel. There's 12 levels in this game. All of them are started by selecting a picture frame. You can only do them in order. So once you do the first level, then you can go to the second level and so on and so forth. And in between every level, I will be back inside that house to select the level. So this game is timed an RTA from beginning to end, so level selection and everything is included in the time. I am running this on PC, and one of the tricks that we use on PC is, some people call it diagonal running. Unravel speedrunners have started calling it up running. Because on PC, if you play with a keyboard, if you hold right or left and up at the same time, Yarny runs faster. And as a result, you can get longer jumps and all kinds of good stuff. But I am playing on a DualSense controller, and I have mapped the up arrow key of my keyboard to my R1 button. So I use that as kind of a sprint button, and that's why I'm getting controller prompts or keyboard prompts instead of controller prompts, because I'm holding technically what this game thinks is the up arrow key.
Fascinating.
Unfortunately, on console, we haven't found a way to replicate it because there isn't a way to rebind up, down, left, and right. It's just one binding for movement, and it's an analog stick. So this game is a lot faster to run on PC than it is on console. So we're supposed to push a bunch of apples into here and kind of make a bridge. But I'm going to bypass all of that and just use one apple. And just wait for the water level to rise up so I can grab onto the next ledge. This level is more or less a tutorial level. Just showing you the basic movement and things like that. Nothing really too special or crazy going on here. I'm gonna grab this checkpoint. For those of you not familiar with Unravel, Yarny will run out of yarn, so you can only go so far before you run out of yarn. So the checkpoints kind of give us a little bit more yarn to work with and allow us to progress farther. And if we happen to die, then those checkpoints is where we will spawn after a death. So I got to pull this bike forward to this gate because it's going to be about time for me to ride a bike.
Fun.
I'm going to unlock the gate and go for a ride. Off we go. And our journey's over.
Aww. So
Yarny's stuck.
Oh no.
That's never happened before. But this game is not all that complicated. There's not a whole lot of really big, skips or glitches that skip large portions of the game, but it's a really simple game, but pretty technical when you start getting into speedrunning. But just the overall level design, the soundtrack, and everything about this game is just wonderful.
Definitely seems like one of those comfort games to play.
It is. Even a speedrun is fairly relaxing. There's a few levels that are not fun, but I'm sure that's just, about any speedrun game.
Right.
But yeah, it's like compared to a Metal Gear or something like that, this is going to be a lot calmer than something like that.
Makes sense.
Gonna drag that block to keep the seesaw from going back down. Swing here and swing off the tire swing. That was a perfect tire swing. I gotta make a couple yarn bridges here. I'm gonna tie a knot there. I'm gonna tie a knot here and one here, and then drag this little box of, I'm not sure what this actually is. A lot of the like signs and language and stuff is not in English. I think a lot of the in-game language and like signs and stuff is in Swedish, I think, because I'm pretty sure the developer was from Sweden. Fun little fact about this game. I've now got to the end of this first level, which is Thistle and Weeds. When I load back into the house, there's going to be a little scrapbook where these little yarn mementos that I get at the end of every level will cover the cover of the scrapbook, and you can actually flip through it and see actual pictures that inspired the level designs.
That's really cute.
Yeah. The developer actually made a little yarn dude like this and like, went out and took him on journeys with his kids and stuff like that. So it's like a lot of the levels in this game were actually inspired by actual places. All of the levels in this game also have 5 secrets, and if you get, for every secret that you get, each frame will have an item next to it. Like on this one, there will be like a kite, there will be like a seashell, and things like that. So if you get all of the secrets in every level, there's just stuff all over the place that relates to items in the levels. It's just a wonderful game. I can't say enough good things about it. I think at full price, this game is $20 on Steam, and it's worth every penny.
Definitely seems like it.
Now, right here, you're supposed to get an aluminum can out of the garbage and use that to jump up here, but doing the diagonal running or up running, you can actually jump up there without the added height from the can. There's a lot of little optimizations like that throughout this run as a result of the diagonal running. Now we get to fly a kite. I got to be careful going through here, because if the kite gets stuck in the branches, Yarny will detach from the kite and fall to his death. So we need to prevent that. This level, once you start getting into the really advanced strats and things like that, can actually be really difficult. There's a bunch of time loss that can happen if you're not careful. So normally we drop down here and grab a bunch of pine cones and make another little bridge. We're not going to do any of that. We're just going to make some really good well-timed swings and just bypass all of that. And make a trampoline, slide down this rock, jump right here to avoid an animation of him falling. That checkpoint is skippable without consequence. There is a few checkpoints throughout this run that are skippable, and you will still have enough yarn to make it to the next one. There's not many of them, but they are possible. Right here, I got to make 3 well-timed swings. Not like that. Okay, so now I'm going to wait for the wave to go by. And then swing here, here, and here. Now, normally right here, we would go back towards the left and on top of this dock. But with the right amount of yarn and the right amount of momentum off of this swing, we can bypass all of that. and go right over this chain, like so. Now, hopefully I can get the crab skip here. It's, as far as I know, completely random.
Ah, yes, RNG, our friend, totally.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I'm going to get it. Simply because... Nope, there's the crab. Every now and then you can get up to that checkpoint and the crab is still, like, in his cave. And you can get the checkpoint before he comes out. And if you can do that, then you can bypass making this bridge and messing with this clamshell and all that. I have yet to actually get it in a run.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. There's a specific animation that the first crab does, and I think it's... I've noticed if you jump over the crab while he does the animation, you're usually pretty good on getting the crab skip. But I don't know if I'm just too slow or exactly what it is, but I haven't been able to get it. Now, this point right here, I'm going to do probably the riskiest thing in this level. There's a buoy right up here we're supposed to float on. So we don't drown in the waves. I have to use the buoy here to lower this arm down, whatever this thing is. And from here, you're supposed to make a yarn bridge and push it all the way over here and use that to get to the next area of the game. However, if you time your jumps just right, you can ride the wave and grab the lasso point. Just like that. That saves about 9 to 10 seconds. Failing it will cost you about 20. I'm going to trap this this lobster here, or crab, in his cage. And wait for him to go in the water. So I can get over here. Got a big swing coming up here. I'm going to grab the lasso, then jump. Get a nice big fling right there. Those crabs will kill us, so we have to avoid them. A little trick here to get this door open with a tail grab. And normally right here, you have to make a rope bridge and jump up and do a bunch of other stuff. We're going to avoid that too. With a nice well-timed swing there, we can just bypass the entire top of this part of the level.
That's always fun, to bypass things.
I'm going to start the engine of this boat, cut the rope, and Yarny's going to go for a ride again. Captain Yarny.
Captain Yarny.
And now a well-timed dismount. We can get a good amount of speed going off of there, and that is level 2.
Nice.
Unfortunately, we have no control over Yarny during this point at the end of the level, so we have to just wait for him to do his thing, and when the screen goes black, we then get to select the next level.
Nice.
That level actually went very smooth. I've had much worse runs through that level.
It's always nice when things go smoothly.
Yes, very much so. That level, depending on how it goes, will usually determine whether or not I reset the run. Because
yeah.
I don't want to start a run a minute and a half behind sometimes.
Right. Yeah, I completely understand that. One of the games I mostly run, it's like the third stage of 21 that we run, and it will tell you if you reset or not. Yeah.
This level's another one where there's some really time specific stuff that can save you 8 to 9 seconds but cost you like twice that much if you don't get it right. One of them is coming up here shortly. So we're going to ride this log for a little bit. Jump over the water. And now we got to release these pieces of wood. Now, the way you're supposed to do that is tie a knot and then tie a knot to the log and then, like, bring the lever down, I think. But that's how we do it in a speed run. It's just very fast. Now, I'm supposed to use that log to jump to the top of this rock, but a well-timed jump, and I can avoid that. I'm also supposed to make a rope bridge here and push the second rock down and use those as a bridge to get over this water. But another well-timed jump and some swimming, and we can get to the second rock.
Whoa, that looked treacherous.
I didn't have enough momentum to get over this pond, so I'm going to have to try the backup. I don't think I'm going to get it. I don't think I jumped far enough. Nope, Yarny drowned.
No.
Okay. Yeah, so instead, I'm going to do this the way you're supposed to do it. And hold on to this log. And then actually push it over the water. And then once I get to the island in the middle, I'll grab it and push it over again. That is one of the most time-specific jumps in this level. I'm going to do an intentional checkpoint reset here because now the log is on the other side and it's faster than manually dragging it over. I'm also going to use the lasso to swat these mosquitoes because they will slow down my movement. There's actually an achievement for getting through this level without swatting any mosquitoes.
Gotta save those mosquitoes.
All right, this went well. You're supposed to tie 2 knots down here at ground level and keep this seesaw down, but you can just get away with tying 2 knots and move on. So now I got to drag this thing up out of the water so I can get to the lasso point above me. So I can grab that checkpoint. I'm going to make a yarn trampoline here so I can go up into this tractor. Got to grab this lever, move that out of the way so I can push that down, grab that, and then I can go up on top of the engine, tie a knot, push this exhaust stack over, tie another knot, and get another yarn trampoline. There's a lot of those in this game.
Those look quite fun.
They can be, yes. Now, luckily, right here, we have a small little scene where I can't do anything, and the mosquitoes are starting to swarm me. But they got a new target. Thank you, Moosey. He will now take the mosquitoes away from us for the rest of this level.
How nice of him.
I know. That moose is a cool dude. More yarn trampolines or yarn bridges, yarn boingies, whatever you want to call them. Right there, you're supposed to drop back down to the ground and push that, I think it's a berry gatherer, You're supposed to push that up by that rock and use that to get above it. But like typical Unravel speedrunning fashion, a well-timed jump and swing, and you can bypass that. So I'm getting close to the end of this level now. I just got to climb up this tree. Knock down that tree. And now we're good to go. And now I can grab my little yarn mosquito, my yarn memento at the end of this level. So that's 3 levels down out of 12. The next level is a fun level. It's a level called Mountain Trek. It's got great scenery. There's some really cool tricks in that level. And there's one that's actually very, very simple to do, and it's a huge time save, and it's just fun to do. Because it's not supposed to work, but it does. And those are the best kind.
Yep, definitely love those tricks.
There's also, I mentioned earlier about the soundtrack of this game. There's a banger in this level. It's awesome.
I always appreciate good music in my speed games because it makes playing them over and over again to get a good time more bearable.
Oh, absolutely. And that is kind of the one nice thing about this game. There's not a lot of... there is a story that gets told through the pictures and through the levels and things like that, but it takes a little bit of... you kind of got to pay attention to the... the photos in the scrapbook album and things like that to put it together. But this game is just wonderful for its soundtrack, the level design. It's nice to look at. It's relaxing. There's not a lot of overly complicated game mechanics. You're just swinging and jumping, and it's a good time. I can't say enough good things about this game. All right, so the skip that I was talking about, we're supposed to climb way up there and to avoid this guy. It's a lemming, but if we stand right here, he goes right past us. If you stand in any other spot, he will pounce on you and eat you.
Oh no.
But I run out of yarn, but a jump and he will magnetize to it and we can continue on. And now Yarny is going on a voyage in his boat. Yarny's going on a journey. Uh-oh. I think we made the fish angry. Yep. That's all right. Yarny's okay.
Okay, good.
Things get a little tense for Yarny throughout this game, but usually makes it through by the end. Gonna jump up here and grab this can. We have to use this can to weigh down a log so we can jump to a ledge and continue on. Without this can weighing down this log, it will tip down and we can't reach that point right there. And now, our good friend the lemming is back. The music hasn't changed because we skipped him the first time. There it is. Music is just a little late. Him. Hopefully, he's okay. He's not going to bother us anymore, though.
Yeah, I hope he's okay too. He was cute, even though he tried to eat us.
Yeah. Okay, so now I got to get this bucket. Oh, I was worried that was going to happen. Do not get crushed by the bucket.
That does, in fact, not seem ideal.
It's not. There we go. So now I'm going to drag this bucket over here so I can continue to go up and out of this little cave here. Now right here, I'm going to grab this checkpoint and I'm going to continue on to right here and intentionally reset back to that checkpoint because that tree moves when that bird flies away. But if you reset the checkpoint, the bird flies away, the tree doesn't move. And therefore we can just run up this tree branch to the next checkpoint. Normally you'd have to go down and tie a couple knots and like weigh the tree down manually, and I don't want to do all that. This is much faster. Hiya. All right. So now, after this checkpoint here, we're going to do the bag trick. We're going to float on this plastic bag, but if I release my lasso and immediately lasso back onto it... Okay, that didn't work out right. I'm going to try that one more time.
Oh, no.
If I repeatedly grab this lasso point and release it and grab it again, it will stay at the same elevation. And we can travel a little bit farther. Ideally, we want to get on top of this little woodshed, but Yarny released a little early. Gonna release these logs, outrun them, and float over the water.
Yarny
And
apparently has an appreciation for Indiana Jones.
Yes, he does. At least it would appear so anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So our little yarn memento in this level is a little butterfly. That level went okay. Would have been a lot better without... I think there was 2 deaths in that one. One from the bucket and one from falling. Unfortunately, Yarny takes fall damage. The next level is a level called Off the Rails. There's a lot of fun stuff in that one too, where they don't give you a break. There's lots of ways you can get crushed in this level, unfortunately. Rock slides, things like that. Good stuff. This level is very nice to look at, though. As is most of them, but I particularly like the scenery of the last level and this one. Jump off the mushroom for a little boost. It's like milliseconds of time save, but we jump off the mushroom.
Those are always the fun tricks, the ones that are free. Yeah, they save a minuscule amount of time, but they're free!
Yeah. And, I mean, why wouldn't you want to jump off the mushroom?
That is true. Get Sonic and Knuckles vibes, Mushroom Hill Zone.
Yes. Alright, gonna make another trampoline here. Go up here and grab this point here and bring this board down, tie a knot there to keep it there. Drop down and swing over to here. Now, you're supposed to open up this lasso point up here and get a log to float on. Yeah, we're not going to do that either. There's a lot of things in this game you're supposed to do that we don't in a speedrun. Big jump there. That's a fun one. And this jump right here is only possible when you diagonal run. That's one of the big ones. Otherwise, you have to like go underneath the dock and swing from there and then swing to that point. But diagonal running, we can make that jump without all of that. Another awesome song in the soundtrack. I thought I dropped a little too early. That's all right. Yarny got his raft, though. So we're going to hang out on this for a minute. And then we're going to jump over the water into the pump room. This room is intimidating. I don't like it. But it would appear that we got through it without dying. That is always good. I've had runs where I've died 3 or 4 times in that room.
Oh no.
Yes. There's a bunch of other stuff that you're supposed to do right here to go through this level, but diagonal running also makes this much easier and faster without doing all of the extra steps. Now I gotta push this rock down. This puzzle took me forever to figure out the first time I played this game, because I just did a casual playthrough of it. So I gotta push this rock down, tie a knot here, go back up here, tie a knot at the top of this branch, go back down here, push this branch or tree up vertically, and then climb up the strand to the knot that I made. It was one of those puzzles. I made it way harder than it ever needed to be. Now, up through here, I gotta watch for falling rocks. All of these falling rocks can take Yarny out, which is not good. Hide right there. Grab this checkpoint, and we're going to have more rock slides to deal with. So we're going to go up here and just wait those out. And then we get the added benefit of a swing. Now, there's a rock coming up right here. Sometimes it keeps rolling. Sometimes it stops. Sometimes you can avoid it. Other times you can't. You just kind of have to take it for what it is. And it stopped. Sometimes it'll keep rolling. And if it keeps rolling, I don't know how to avoid it. So, luckily, no death.
That is good indeed.
Yes, very much so. I'm going to pull this branch up and wait for that rock, because it'll stop that one from also killing Yarny. A fall right here will take Yarny out, so we got to be careful with our swings. Now we're going to make a seesaw to this little board here. Go back and back this way to get it at the proper height. And now we can climb up these cables. Any surface that is like sparkling like that one, you can climb vertically on. Whether it be leaves or cables or anything like that. If you see those little sparkles, you can climb vertically. Whoops. All right, so there's our little yarn memento for this one. I believe it's the supposed to be the infinity symbol, because this level tells the story of, I think, 2 lovebirds that are going on a journey together. If you go through the scrapbook, you can like basically get the story out of the pictures. It doesn't, there's no words, like it doesn't straight up tell you what the story is or anything like that. You kind of just have to view the images and the scenery and the picture frames and things like that, and just kind of put it all together and kind of, in a way, make your own story out of it, or make your best guess of what the story is.
That makes sense. Those kind of games are always interesting.
So this level is called Down in a Hole, and the next 2 levels, unfortunately, are a little bit depressing. As you'll
Oh,
see here, the
no.
picture changes. All of the trees are gone, and now you've got all this industrial garbage. So you can kind of get an idea of what the level's going to look like based off of how the picture frame changes. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to deal with some industrial garbage. We all know what that means. Pollution, all that nasty stuff. Yarny just does not have a good time throughout this level. And it's really sad. And of course, now you got your, guys in suits and, dragging workers out or, whatever's going on there. It's this level just doesn't tell a very, very positive, uplifting story. But, I mean, I guess that's the way life is sometimes, yeah? Got to take the good and the bad.
That. Yep, that is for sure.
Now, there is a glitch in this level. If I encounter it, which I hope I don't, I've done plenty of practice to not trigger the glitch. But in the event that I do, I will have to restart this level because if you die while getting one particular checkpoint, you will respawn to the previous checkpoint, which is the one that I just got. And the checkpoint that, if you die when you're trying to get it, becomes inactive. And, well, because Yarny needs more yarn, you're kind of just stuck. So, hopefully I can avoid that, because that will cost me probably between 2 and 3 minutes of time loss. So, what we're going to do here is grab this point, release that barrel, swing over it. Okay, that barrel released, so I'm not going to try to get that checkpoint. If you try to get that checkpoint and get crushed by that barrel at the same time, that checkpoint becomes inactive. So I avoided it. It is faster to get that checkpoint before the barrel starts rolling and then just reset the checkpoint and the barrel's not there. But unfortunately, I did not get the barrel skip. But I didn't get the dead checkpoint glitch either, so I'll take that.
Definitely take what we can get.
So now I'm coming up on what's called the toxic skip. Because you're supposed to, I think, take a bottle. You're supposed to find a plastic bottle and push it into this into this toxic goo. But a well-timed jump and a tail grab and lasso will get us over to this barrel. And then right here, a well-timed swing and a blind jump and swing will get us over all of that. You're supposed to release the barrels and then float on the barrels over all the toxic goo, but that's a lot faster. But also very difficult because you have to basically make a blind swing, a blind jump, and then a second blind swing. It's one of them tricks you just have to go for the feel of it. There's a certain feel to the timing, so you're just like, okay, there's the swing, there's the jump, there's the next swing, okay, we're good. It's alright, Yarny's okay. He just took a little bump.
That's good.
But yeah, this level just looks like, I was talking earlier how this, game has really nice looking levels and stuff. This one just is depressing. With all the industrial equipment and the toxic goo and the leaking oil barrels, and it's just, I don't like this level for a variety of reasons. Got to start the generator and plug this in. There's a lasso point up there I'm going to grab. Yarny can get shocked right there and crushed right here. but we made it through all that. There's so many ways to die in this level. Because it's all industrial garbage and toxic goo and everything. It's depressing. But overall, this level has gone well so far. I gotta push this hard hat above, across this bridge here so I can get a little extra height to grab the next ledge, which is the tracks of this gigantic piece of machinery. And there's a big rock in our way right there. So I got to drag this wooden box over here. Make another yarn trampoline. And I got to get all the way up in the cab of this machine. And pull a lever or two to get that rock out of the way.
Apparently, Yarny is forklift certified.
Yes, Yarny is backhoe certified. I don't know if that's better than forklift certified or not, but he's industrial machine certified.
We will definitely leave that question up to chat.
Now, what's better, backhoe certified or forklift certified? Let us know. But we are now done with this depressing level. Our little yarn memento is right here in this locker. And it's a spider. I wonder if it's a, like, radioactive spider like Spider-Man. Hey, hey. What are you doing? Listen, bird. No! Give me my spider back.
Oh, no.
Birds. It's not the last we're gonna see of birds either.
Oh, no. Oh,
yeah.
Yarny looks so sad.
He is very sad. Now we go into level number 7, which is how much is enough. You can see there's, you know, all the industrial equipment still. And now it looks even worse because it's all green and it's fenced off and it's, you know, toxic, and it's just getting worse. And it's rainy and stormy and just depressing. Hey, give me my spider back. I'll get that bird. I'm gonna get the bird.
We gotta get the spider back.
Yes. We need our yarn spider. So I mentioned my dislike of the previous level. I will now mention that I dislike this level even more than that one. Because there's even more ways to die in this level than the previous level. There's a lot more toxic goo. Just all kinds of bad stuff. Oh no. That was a bad swing. As soon as Yarny touches the toxic goo, he's done for. Whereas in the other levels, if he falls in the water, you have a chance. Not in the toxic goo. Ooh. That was close. But we made it. Alright, so this next room that I'm getting ready to go into has a neat little trick. You're supposed to turn... It's a room full of cockroaches that can eat Yarny. And so you're supposed to turn on various light sources while you push a chair throughout the room to avoid them. Well, we're not going to turn that light on. We're not going to move the chair. We're just going to jump over here and grab this light and push it to about right there. And then we're going to jump off the switch. Whoops. Going to jump off the switch, off the light, and just make it right over here and bypass all of that. And now we'll just turn the lights on in the room.
Nice.
Go up here, open that up, come back around, grab that checkpoint, and now we have to deal with electrical wires that get charged when there's lightning. One of the many ways Yarny can die in this level. Okay. I got the checkpoint. When the lightning flashes, you've got about a second to jump. Otherwise, Yarny will get electrocuted like that.
Oh no. Very interesting
Yeah.
that Yarny can get electrocuted considering yarn is not conductive.
Yeah. I'm not getting the thunder sound effect all of a sudden. That's because usually the thunder and the lightning will occur at the same time, so you get an audio cue and a visual cue. And after that death, I was no longer getting the audio cue. Phantom jump. Okay, so now we are at the Crushing Zapping Death Machine. That is what it's actually called. And there is an achievement for getting through the Crushing Zapping Death Machine without a death. So I'm going to reset at this checkpoint to put it in a certain position in hopes that I can get through the Crushing Zapping Death Machine without a death. Okay, I made it to the first checkpoint without a death. The hard part's over. I made that look way easier than it is.
I'm sure.
This is one of the parts I've been practicing all night. There was a reason I stayed up all night. I'm not a morning person, and so it would be easier for me to just kind of pull an all-nighter for this, but also gave me plenty of time to practice areas like that.
That makes a lot of sense.
For anybody that might be watching, I'm on the east coast of the U.S. Well, not actually the east coast, but I'm on the eastern time zone of the U.S. So it's currently 6 o'clock in the morning for me, and I've been up all night, and I worked yesterday. So it's been a long day for me. So I got out of work and just practiced, like, almost all night in preparation for this.
I feel you. I'm on Central Time, so I also just I'm gonna pull an all-nighter. And besides, I spent too much time playing the new Sonic Frontiers update. I'm a Sonic runner,
you'll have that.
So
Yeah, you'll have that from time to time. Well, so there was the bird again, but I found his nest now. So I've got to turn the power off to that circuit board up there. So I'm going to tie a knot here, jump up here, open that, turn the power off. So now I can swing from this light over top of this circuit board without getting shocked. And I am going to invade that bird's nest and get my spider back. It's mine now. You're not getting it back. My yarn spider.
yay!
Yeah. Okay, that level went okay. I had 2 deaths in that one, so I've had much worse runs than that. I've had runs where I've died probably at least 3 to 5 times in the Crushing Zapping Death Machine alone.
Seems it does live up to its name.
Yes, it does, unfortunately. But now we get a little bit of a change of scenery. It's a lot more pleasant. We're going to see what looks like a farm. This level is called The Letter. So judging by the level design and the picture and things like that, I would guess that somebody maybe moved away or something like that, and they're waiting on a letter, or they're mailing a letter to somebody. Maybe the same people that went on a journey and off the rails. Could be the same people. I would definitely recommend this game even just for a casual playthrough. It's a good speed run. It's a good casual game to play. And if you can get the first one and the second one in a bundle, definitely do so, because the second one has couch co-op and online co-op, and you get to play as two Yarnies, and you can actually customize their color and their look and all that stuff, and it is a wonderful game to play with a partner. It will also test your teamwork skills as well. A lot of difficult puzzles in that one as well. I do not have any speedrunning knowledge, or haven't even attempted an Unravel 2 speedrun, so I don't know anything about that aspect of it, but it's just a wonderful game. Now, these birds can pick us up and carry us off, but if we jump at a specific time, they cannot pick up Yarny during the animation that he makes when he lands on something. And I was in midair. They can pick you up from midair, but if you are landing from a jump, the birds cannot pick you up. Like that. Now, normally you would hide like in the bucket or down here, things like that, but if you jump at the right time, they can't grab you. I'm gonna wait that one out. Use this yarn bridge. And no more birds. Now, in this room, you're supposed to make a bunch of elaborate bridges and trampolines and move this little box around. Yeah, I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to go up here. That light will drop on its own. Make a swing up here. Pull that hammer down. And then I'm going to use this wrench to kind of push me over to that ledge. That room is a lot faster that way. Now I got to figure out how to get out of this barn. To do that, we're going to go up here to what I assume is a hayloft, considering there's a big pile of hay right here. And we're going to use this pulley system with a hook to open that door and come down here. Now, you're supposed to grab a pail out of this well and use that to hide from the birds again. The birds are back. So we are going to be relying only on well-timed jumps to not get picked up by these birds. And I got extremely lucky and didn't have to deal with a single one of them. That's the first time that's ever happened to me. I've gotten through it without getting picked up by the birds, but I've never gotten through it without having to dodge a bird. So that was very nice. I have to make a couple yarn bridges here again and grab this little wheel, because I have to jump on top of this wheel to get over top of the hay bales in this trailer. And a well-timed jump off of those hay bales will skip an animation of Yarny falling flat on his face. So we're going to wait and then jump. If you just ride the hay bales down, Yarny will fall on his face, and then you got to wait a second for him to stand up and like wipe himself off.
Poor Yarny.
Yeah. Poor bird. We're going to help this bird. Even though all of his friends were mean to me and one of them tried to eat me, I'm going to help this guy out because I don't want to see him suffer. And hopefully, he'll be nice to me. Hi, birdie. You going to be nice to me? All right. You're going to give me a ride.
How nice of him.
Yeah. Thanks, dude. And it's fitting that we get a yarn bird at the end of this level. All right, so that was level number 9. So I've got 3 more levels to go. Let's see. I've got live split running in the background, and so I'm sitting at 54 minutes 30 seconds right now. So this is actually going pretty well overall. Comparing this to my PB, which is a 1:15:56, I'm currently 35 seconds ahead of that. But the last 4 levels of this game in my PB, I got gold splits on. I gold split the last 4 levels straight.
Yeah, that would be hard to beat.
I haven't been able to get close to it since then. Now, this level has a really cool, probably one of the bigger skips in the game. It's pretty early in the level. I will explain it in a little bit more detail when I get to it, but it's pretty precise in timing, and it saves a lot of time. But right now, I got to make a snowball. And then come up here, swing, and swing. And this branch is going to fling us up in the air. But I want this checkpoint. Now, I'm going to try to fling off of this branch into a tree. Just like that. That is the skip I was talking about. That will fling us up there. Uh-oh. Okay. I almost fell. Wrong lasso point, Yarny. There we go. Come on now. There you go. Now, had I not gotten that fling off the tree branch up into the tree, I would have had to go and make another snowball out of a pine cone and go down into a cave to get another checkpoint and just all kinds of stuff. So that saves a very good chunk of time in this level. It's probably... the lemming skip is probably the biggest time save overall in this game. That one is probably a close second. It could have went a little smoother, but overall I got it, so I'll take it. I can say, I am happy to report that we will no longer be seeing any toxic goo. We are done with toxic goo and industrial garbage.
Yay!
So we have nice levels again.
Yay, nice levels.
I missed the pine cone. There we go. But now Yarny gets to go sledding. Yeah.
Fun.
It was. It was a short ride, but it was fun while it lasted.
Yep.
All right, so now I'm going to fall down into a small little cave system. Unavoidable. It's just part of the level. Got to go through it. We got to jump over to these. Grab that checkpoint. All right. No deaths. Yarny didn't fall. And I think Yarny didn't get enough of his sledding. He wants to go sledding again. So we're going to do it again. And crash through some ice in the process. Another pine cone, which means another snowball. Oh, somebody was ice fishing. Gotta plug this hole back up. So we can push this over here without falling into the icy cold water. Plug that hole so I can get the snowball all the way over here to get up on. Now I gotta grab this pine cone. So you know what that means? Another snowball.
Yay, more snowballs.
Yes. I gotta push this up. There was that, like, kettle up there. I have to push this snowball up into the kettle to weigh it down. So I can then get on the handle to go higher up the level. Like so. All right. And that's the end of that level. And I think on this one, this is either I think it's a snowflake is what this one is. It kind of looks like a snowflake. A yarn snowflake. So our scrapbook's getting pretty full, so there'd be quite a few pictures to go through. It's actually scrapbook's pretty cool to look at because it's actual, like, real photographs that the developers included, not just like, you know, digital photos that they created for this game. They're actual pictures that they took. Fun fact, you can actually play the piano every time you run around on the piano and press down keys. I'm sure you could probably jump up and down on the piano keys and actually, like, play a song if you memorized all of the, you know, button presses and, you know, all that kind of stuff to be able to hit the right keys at the right time. All right, this level's called Rust. There's going to be a lot of old cars and, you know, garage and things like that. As you can see from the picture frame, it looked like a picture of a younger couple that grew old together. So we will probably see that continue, a little bit of that story continue in the next level. Got a lot of tires and car parts in this level. Gotta wait for this tire. Jump on it again, onto the next bumper. Now we got a couple swing points here. More tires. A lot of tires. Oh no, I didn't swing far enough. That happens from time to time. Take two. There we go. Perfect. I'm going to swing from this can over here, tie a knot, and then I can swing over here. Push that down, come up here, tie a couple knots, and make another trampoline. Hiya! Now we're going to do some, like, George of the Jungle level swinging right here. Big swing. To swing or not to swing? Swing. All right, so now I got this big magnet here. I got to activate the magnet and operate the magnet to pull this big block out of this car. I got to raise it up to about there and move it all the way over to the right and then release the magnet so I can use that block to get to a higher ledge. Although I'm not sure if I have the magnet in the right position, I might not be able to get past it. Hopefully I can. Ooh, that's going to be tight. I think I got it too high. Oh, I got barely enough room to get by it. Sweet. I got to tie these two knots to keep the lever down, to keep the door open. And we're going to do another big swing to get out of the garage. And this ain't quite a crushing, zapping death machine, but there's plenty of ways to die in this machine. This also has a a whole car crusher in it. No.
That does sound deadly.
No.
No.
That was a badly timed jump. All right. I'll get on this a little earlier this time. We have to ride that up so we can jump onto that ledge. And then wait for a specific type of piece to come down this conveyor belt. This is taking forever. There we go. We need one of these little yellow blocks with a lasso point on it. Drag that up here. Gotta push this all the way up to the top, because it'll hold in a button for me. I'm going to tie a knot to it and swing. Not a very smooth swing. That checkpoint up there is skippable. We don't need that one, so we don't get it. Whoops. And now we have to avoid getting crushed again. Because now we're inside a car crusher. But I'm just going to pull this seat back and stop the car crusher. And I think this is half of a heart is the yarn memento for this one. So we got so now after this, one could assume that we have to find the other half of the heart. It even looks like it's been ripped apart. So there's a broken heart now. We're sad again, unfortunately.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, there are definitely some sad parts in the story of this game, unfortunately. Yarny's been through a lot. Between the toxic goo and the bird stealing our stuff, and now the broken heart. And this is the second to last level, called Last Leaf. And
Well, go on.
What's that?
I said go on.
Oh, okay. In this level, we got a lot of wind and snow. This level's not too fun either. It's not as bad as toxic goo.
That is true. I was
But
just gonna go on.
we have to hold on to this lantern, or the wind can blow us away.
That sounds bad.
Yeah. This is very slow.
Yeah. Chat is joining us in our sadness.
Yeah, unfortunately, I kind of forgot about the sadness, because I know how the game ends. So if you haven't figured it out by now, we're in a graveyard, and it looked like there was a group of people there mourning. So if you've been following along a little bit, the last level, it looked like there was a couple in the picture, and then they got old, and now we're in a graveyard. I am going to do an intentional reset here, because it puts the lantern there, and it will delay the next gust of wind long enough for me to get this log and bring it down. And I can also release at the tail end of the wind gust, and it'll push me back towards the lantern, but the wind will die down and not continue pushing me, so I won't die. So now I'm going to grab this checkpoint and reset again, because that's going to bring the lantern to me, and I don't have to backtrack for it. Now the wind's going to pick up even more, so I got to tie knots to these little trees, or it'll blow me and the lantern away. Things are starting to get serious. And the journey just gets worse for Yarny, unfortunately. This level, unfortunately, is just, it's kind of slow. It's not as entertaining as the rest of the levels, but there is one more level after this one. So if things are looking kind of sad and not very good for Yarny, just stay with them, because there is still one more level to go. Uh-oh, I let go of my lantern. That's okay, there's a checkpoint right here. And from this point onward, I actually don't need the lantern, because now we're going to float on the water and hopefully not drown. Alright, so right here I'm going to wait a little bit for more of these ice chunks to go by, so I can jump from ice chunk to ice chunk without... because these ice chunks will sink. Made it through that. So now Yarny is without his lantern. He's cold, it's windy, it's snowy. We just got to get to the end of this level and everything will be okay, hopefully. His movement through the snow is a little slow, but by throwing the lasso while I'm walking, because he's got this animation where he's like cold and trying to block the wind, but if you throw the lasso, it gives him a different animation, so he walks just a little bit faster. But the good news, we found the other half of the heart. It's right there on the backpack.
Aww.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Can we get an F in chat for Yarny?
Yeah, we need an F in chat. No, he unraveled.
Yarny unraveled. This is very sad. This is a sad development in Yarny's story.
Indeed.
I have to admit, this greatly upset me the first time I played it. I'm like, all of that, just for Yarny to unravel? That's not fair. Uh-oh. He's back. Did somebody remake Yarny? That's the backpack. And there was the big hand that came out, so maybe somebody revived him.
Yep.
This level
That's
is called
nice.
Renewed. The name of this level is Renewed, so you can make that assumption that Yarny is okay now.
That's good.
Yarny has been fixed. This level's actually a lot of fun because we just get to swing around on all these little points, whatever they are. Whoops. That's not how I wanted that to happen. I wanted to go forward, not up. All right. This is a pretty short level, but as I go up these stairs, if you remember, if you saw the first level of this game, it would look like I'm on the other side of the house. So Yarny has made it all the way back home. Now, the timer will stop. Yarny's going to get lifted up by these 3 glowing orb things. And he's going to stand on the windowsill and kind of look back, and then when the screen goes black, that's where the time stops.
Okay, we will be ready for that.
So Yarny has made it back home. He's got the other half of the heart. And after this black screen, Yarny will place the other half of the heart. The heart is in the center of the scrapbook, and the heart will then be complete. So that is the run. That is Unravel. The time I got on live split is a 1:16:32, so I missed a PB by about 38 seconds.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was, but that was the second best run that I've ever done. So I will take that. That is still a very good run. Yarny going full Toy Story and acting like he's not alive when somebody's around.
Yep.
So, I hope you guys enjoyed the run. I hope I did a halfway decent job explaining some of the tricks. There's a lot of them in short order sometimes. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yarny's going to check out the scrapbook, and we'll see the credits roll at this point, and there's a nice little message here at the end of it to kind of tie up the whole story.
Awesome. I don't know
Yeah.
if you would like to go through the credits or not.
No, I'm not worried about it.
Okay. Cool.
I don't have anything else to do, so, you guys can take it away now.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much for that run. That was so cute to watch. We are going to go to a quick intermission while we set up for the next run. Coming up next, we have Peggle Deluxe plus Peggle Knights. That is being run by Brassbeat. His commentator. So we will be back shortly with that. Once again, thank you so much, Swab Beardson, for giving us an awesome Unravel run. And we would hope to have you back again, maybe sometime here at Pixel Perfect Marathons. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I had a great time. Thank you so much.